Most of us know violence or partner violence is a problem in our society generally, but many have thought about how it affects the workplace. My name is Gorio, Standing Firm's Employer Services Coordinator, for a briefing on partner violence, recognition, and response in the workplace. It's approximately 15 minutes long. So let's begin. When or perpetrators of partner violence are employed, it can affect their work performance, accuracy, and behavior at work. It can employee and his or her coworkers at risk. Partner or domestic violence, as it's more commonly known, is not people leave at home when they come to work. It's them. The workplace violence become entangled because the perpetrator exerts control over the victim's life at home and at work. You say, it's a personal matter. It's none of my business. Or that's a husband and a wife, for example. You can intensify the isolation of victims by creating a barrier between the victim and those who may be in a position to provide much needed support and assistance. Play an important role in assisting these individuals to access help and at the same time enhance the safety of the entire workforce. Employment is a crucial factor for most adults to be financially and personally healthy. It is important factors in the capacity of a victim to take steps to end abuse and live in safety. To lose their jobs as a result of the impact violence has on their ability to perform at work or maintain appropriate attendance. In fact, reports that 50% of partner victims have at least one job because of the abuse. Or partner violence and how partner violence impacts workers and the workplace. We believe an organization can effectively recognize and address partner violence as a workplace concern. A word about her. Stand worked for the past 10 years to help employers recognize that partner violence is a business issue and enter their workplaces with a plan and the tools necessary to take action by adopting the recognize, respond, and refer model. Goals for briefing include increasing your understanding of partner violence, its place, your lawyer in addressing partner violence, and steps to respond effectively to partner violence incidents in the workplace. As a start, it's important to understand that partner violence can affect anyone, regardless of economic status, age, sexual orientation, race, or religion. The problem groups is higher, and certain risk factors increase the likelihood of being a victim of partner violence, but no one is immune. So you can't guess who may or may not be in a violent relationship. And while partners all socioeconomic, age, sexual orientation, race, and religious lines, there is a gender difference. 8% of victims are women. What is partner violence? It's the use of psychological, emotional, financial, and or physical behavior between two intimate partners in which one partner maintains power and control over their counterpart. Although associate partner violence with physical harm or sexual violence, it can be itself in many different ways. As opposed to the bruise or black eye that can mark physical abuse, sexual violence is a less talked about form of partner violence that leaves no physical scar. This includes intimidation, threats, and causing fear in one's partner. Abusers seek to develop and maintain control of their partners. Control and listed here are the methods that the person uses to reach that goal. Of partner violence situations, the perpetrator exerts financial control over the victim, limiting their access to resources. Controlling how money is spent, denying access to money, withholding living resources such as medication and food, and stealing partner's identity, money, credit, or property. interference, perpetrators of partner violence will try to intimidate and distract their victims from their work. They will use tactics such as hiding car keys or money for transportation, keeping the victim up all night, cutting up clothes, emailing or texting harassing messages throughout the day, announced at or near the workplace, and just a victim from socializing with coworkers. It's that each situation is different and may have some or all of these forms of abuse. Before, we want to talk about partner violence and sexual harassment, how they are the same and how they are different. Victims, coworkers, and perpetrators' productivity. They are both control, power over dynamic. They pose threats and employers to take action, and made in both instances to promote victims asking for help and express their intolerance for either of these behaviors in the workplace. But the two are interchangeably, and there are very distinct differences. Partner violence, the actual abuse typically happens outside the workplace. With sexual harassment, the perpetrator and the victim work in the same place, and the perpetrator uses the work hierarchy to exert power over the victim. Violence is often hidden at work by the victim, while harassment may be observed and well known by many. This means that effective responses to partner violence and sexual harassment when they're in the workplace are exactly the same. Our focus on violence, but no similarities and differences will help you as a leader think clearly about both of these important work disruptions. So why is violence an employer's business? First is partner violence. 1 in 10 and 1 in 7 men will experience severe physical violence at some point during their lifetime. With the grade in the ages of 18 and 40, which coincides with a person's peak working years. And these rates only reflect reported incidents of partner violence, and we know many incidents are never reported. They also incidents of physical violence. Earlier, there are many forms of partner violence that do not include physical violence. Given this, employer cannot avoid having employees in their workforce who are victims or perpetrators of partner violence. At the workplace, 8 survivors report that the abuse impaired their ability to do their job, in an increased absenteeism, mistake accuracies, and inaction from duties. Victims of partner violence incur significantly higher healthcare costs, treatment of medical injuries, and mental health concerns. Employers' workplace safety. Recent workplace violence events report that 27% of workplace violence incidents are related to partner violence. And for those who are invested in gender equity and the advancement of all employees, partner derails a victim's education and career. This is an enormous setback for an individual who's trying to escape an abusive relationship, since financial independence allows a person to safely leave. And Health Administration's General Duty Clause requires that each employer furnish to its employees a workplace that is free from recognized hazards that are causing or likely to cause death or serious physical harm. Necessary to prove a General Duty Clause violation. They keep the workplace free of a hazard to which its employees were exposed. The hazard recognized, the hazard causing or was likely to cause death or serious harm. There was a useful method to correct the hazard. One of those is that they are a victim of partner violence and a threat to the workplace. The employer has knowledge of a hazard to the workplace that could have lethal consequences, and it is to take reasonable steps to keep the workplace safe by having a policy and a formal training program for its management and staff employees. There is an approach to enhancing the workplace in each of these important areas, but in order to move forward, we must confront some of the obstacles obstacles that keep employers from taking critically important prevention steps. Now, employers believe management employees should be trained on partner violence and its impact on the workplace, but only have taken the step to establish a policy, and less 20% have offered training to management employees to recognize, respond, and refer when it occurs. Employers acknowledge that partner violence does impact the workplace and can impact any workplace. It is an issue that someone leaves at home when they come to work, and therefore significantly impacts the employee, their coworkers, and the organization. And expected to be a partner violence expert. However, it is reasonable to expect an employer to proactively prepare through policy and training. Management and staff employees learn how to recognize the signs of partner violence in the workplace. They will respond safely and effectively. Partner complex situation and often what we believe to be the right thing to do may actually put the victim in greater danger. And management employees will know who their sources are, internal and external, that are in a position and have the expertise to help support the employee experiencing partner violence and keep the workplace safe. Thank you for your attention in today's briefing. To review key takeaways from today's session, partner violence in your workplace. In a reaction to the workplace, a response plan is necessary. Partner policy is the first step. It helps culture where employees can access support and safety is a priority. Policy is only as successful as the procedures which support the policy implementation and administration. If you need additional information, please don't hesitate to contact us through our website, www.standingfirmswa.org. Thank you for your participation.